you need to share with me so I understand since we last met?
Well, the main, that sounds funny.
Hmm. Say it again. Talk again.
The main thing. The main thing?
Yeah, there. I
Can
can
you
hear
hear
you
me?
clear now.
Okay, you can hear me?
Yes, very clear.
Okay, because I can't hear me, but that's okay. Well, the main thing is the election yesterday.
Hmm. Yes.
I couldn't sleep last night, and it's been vibrating in my body, all the sadness and antithesis of everything I believe in. And fear, although not fear in the sense that the other people voted out of fear, but more anticipation that we've let a fox in the chicken coop,
Hmm.
and that not only is everything I believe in that's been progress going to be undone, but there's going to be so much corruption and cronyism
Hmm.
and vindictive. And I'll just take one more minute. Chris Christie, I don't know if you're familiar with that name. He's the governor of New Jersey. And a year ago, when he was facing election, and one of the mayors near the town, in a little town near New York,
Yes.
with access to the bridge that goes into New York, when that mayor did not support him because that mayor was Democrat and he was Republican, he had his buddies close down the bridge entrance for 3 days.
Hmm.
And there's a whole investigation now. It's called Bridgegate. Because people couldn't get to the hospital, kids couldn't get to school. It was, this is who is going to be a cabinet member for sure.
Yeah.
So the only thing that helped me, and thank you, was reading Transurfing
Yes.
because it talked about the pendulum. And that explains what happened because I couldn't understand what happened.
Good. I'm
I mean,
glad you're reading it.
yeah, it took everyone by surprise, which is part of the problem that we shouldn't have been so surprised, I guess. There was all this discontent. But in any case, here
Yes.
I
Yeah.
am.
Yeah. Even knowing these things, they're close and personal to us.
Yeah. So here I am trying to make the world a better place, and it looks like there's just going to be a lot of pain and problems that I'm going to go
Remember, the world has been made through two steps forward and one step back for a long time.
through. And maybe, it's not even a step back. Maybe it's what has to happen for the next step to happen.
Yes.
Like Deepak Chopra, I watched something he posted. He was in tears. He was practically incoherent. But he said we just need to accept and get out of denial and be more loving and accepting and generous and kind and bring more light to the darkness.
Thank you. So let me
So,
give you. So having shared that, let me give you some um, approaches of the warrior sage regarding this.
okay, good.
And you probably won't hear this much anywhere else, so I'm letting you know.
I'm sure because transurfing is something else.
It's all related. It's all in that world. So I'm going to put my recorder on too then, so
Okay,
that this
thank
can
you.
be
It was a
shared.
day to talk to you.
Because these are not things that I share openly. These are things that not everyone is ready to receive because they are stuck in the world of pendulums. And so the essence is pendulums are energy seeking things that are seeking adherence, those to adhere to them. Their power is gained by the energy that adherents give them, and it's also unbeknownst to those who are against that adherency. Unbeknownst to them, their againstness is adding to the energy and the power
Mhm.
of that pendulum swing.
Mhm.
Now, pendulums range from benevolent to malicious to, genocidal.
Mhm.
You know, some even are, you would say mildly good in a way. Some things you're seeking adherence to your thing. I am seeking adherence to my teachings and my courses.
Mhm.
So we are all generating pendulums. If we know this and we aim to reduce, see, but the thing with pendulums is they all produce a balancing force. They all generate a balancing force. So our giving our energy to pendulums sucks
Mhm.
our energy and our true will. Our soul and mind awareness
Mhm.
becomes obscurated,
Mhm.
obscured, based on the noise, the interference patterns of the what the Toltec tradition or the warrior traditions would call the leeching or the sucking of units of attention.
Mhm.
There has to be two poles to create a spark of energy, subject and object. And so energy seeking pendulums are very aware deeply. Some people are master craftspeople, just like you see in um, Star Wars. There's the dark side. It's the same force, but not used in a way of uh, universal love.
Mhm.
It's used for only the extreme form of selfing.
Mhm. Selfing.
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 Self ing. Selfing.
Selfing. So selfing is like self-interest.
Yes.
Ego.
Well, it does. I don't call it ego. I call it. It's all the same to me. It's your choice.
Mhm.
See, I don't take the standpoint. The word sage doesn't take the standpoint that there's a ego to fight. It's just that if we recognize it's my choice to be like that or not in this moment.
Mhm.
It makes it more direct. Now that can only happen when one is truly, when one has attained kensho.
Kensho.
Kensho, what the Japanese or the Zen masters call the direct experience of the nature of self, without any vaya, without any extrapolations, without intuition, without history, without I'm my father, or without lineage,
Mhm.
prior to any existential labeling, any type of labeling.
Mhm.
So this ground of being, Kensho, when you can know that and have that experience, then you're able to be more free to wield your units of attention. So one of the first things is to remove ourselves from the adherence, and and for a warrior sage, we do this conscientiously as a 3-year discipline.
Mhm.
It's a 3-year discipline. It takes that much time, concerted effort, to build yourself strong enough to remove yourself. In other words, what Neo would say from the Matrix, or Morpheus would say from the Matrix. And the Matrix is our own unconscious offering of power and emotional body being evoked by these things. Now, take a breath for a sec, because the counter to this, the what if but yeah of this is, well, what do we do then? Do we be like this sounds like a passive sheep? That's the tendency, or some of the visuals or
Mhm.
images that can come up around this type of retraction of
Mhm.
a retraction of reactivity stance.
Mhm.
But what happens is the converse, the unique thing happens is when you clean yourself up of pendulums, of
Ah, you can do that? Yeah.
yes, when you clean yourself up of pendulums, it's a conscientious choice. Whatever is out there that's constantly seeking, you fast from it. You feel your own, I want to do it, and then you do these type of processes that I'm going to teach you. I'm going to
Mhm.
very simple ones. I'm going to teach you before we leave, so you have a way to self process yourself in a very simple way that's immediate, that'll bring you to wisdom and clarity very quickly in a lasting way. This will teach you how to open your own warrior sage door.
Mhm.
You get it?
Mhm.
Okay, so let's take a breath. I'm going to now take it another deeper step. Are you ready?
Yes.
So now, the main piece that's missing that the warrior sage sees in society, in this divisioning has been happening for millennia. This is nothing new. But because it's in our face now, we don't see that it's almost slightly, the faces are different, but the dynamics are similar to the previous dynamics, There's archetypal dynamics that are playing out here from a overseer standpoint of view, from looking at it from this place where you've pulled back from the pendulums, you are free from it, and so now your units of choice are back inside of you, and you're not able to be drawn into the volatility of the societal emotionality. Because remember, in these incidences, as many of people as you are crushed, equally there are as elated. Equally. How can that be that many evil people? Those people who are elated are thinking those who are crushed are evil, dunce, dumb, ignorant. They don't know the whole picture. If only they knew the real truth. They're brainwashed, they're seduced. Both sides feel the same, just the faces are different.
Mhm.
This
Yeah, I
has
said to
always
myself.
been the case. So
Yeah, I
here's
said to
the
myself. Now I know how they felt when Obama was elected.
right.
Mhm.
So now here's the warrior sage practice. The warrior is looking for um, what their evil or their dark or their self-serving intention is.
Them are within us.
Them. Because a warrior is there. You have to protect yourself.
Mhm.
A warrior is part of the role of the warrior archetype and energetic in your system is
Oh,
not to
so
make war. It's not to make war. It's to defend. It's to make
oh,
strong. That's the way in this philosophy I'm sharing. There's many ways of viewing it, but I'm sharing it in this way.
so warrior and warrior sage are two different things.
Yeah, it's an amalgamation of these two principles. So the first principle is warrior,
Mhm.
the masculine side of this duality, this polarity. Or it could be the feminine, but warrior really is about, okay, so on a political level, what are these? These are my, what do they really want to, and that's what anyone's doing everywhere. Anyways, if you're against them, you're doing it anyways. You're looking for their flaws, you're looking for their weaknesses, you're looking for their lies, their manipulations, their deceits. You're focused on it because you're looking for the weakness to take advantage of. That's what warriors do. They take advantage of their opponent's weakest links.
Mhm.
And that's basically what. But this warrior side can develop through three stages. First stage you could say is ego, or only me and my clan.
Mhm.
Second stage is a wider circle of we,
Mhm.
more we thinkers, right? Inclusivity. And then third stage there's just one family here, Earth family. It's even beyond any borders, beyond anything, even beyond a species. Ultimately,
Mhm.
it's universal, right? That's our growth. That's our journey. That's what's happening on the Earth plane. We're going through cycles of first stage learning, then moving into second, then into third, and it's going to take time.
So
But
we're
it's
still
like
Earth.
first is just the animalistic survival, my clan versus your clan, my tribe versus the
That's
tribal energetic.
that's where we are now.
It's a combination. There's some lots here in the first, a few in the second, in the we, and very few in that third. But it's a graph. If you look at it from a large, it's like this. It's a bell curve. We are obviously even talking about this at the front of that, and some are here, and there's a lot of the world that's back here. But we have to pull it forward. The ones who are like us, the warrior sages, pull it forward by our demonstration and by understanding this principle. So we know we're looking for what is not working on the other side. We're looking for the kink. This is natural. But in the first stage, it's coming from trying to knock people down.
Mm-hmm.
In the second stage, it's trying to get understanding of the warrior, like an understanding warrior. And the third stage is, okay, what needs to be done? We need to open and get what needs to be done. It's beyond any bipartisan. It's beyond anything. It transcends all of that. It's like, what the fuck needs to get done? And let's fucking do it. What can we do to fucking work together? It's a very powerful, and it could be feminine, it could be masculine, it can come from women, men, it doesn't matter. It's the urgency of love's expression to right a wrong, to create a new, make it happen. The warrior. Now the sage in us is the part in us that needs to look for what the other side's positive intention is. We have to pull away our pendulums, reduce our reactivity, and actually go see that seeming opponent or enemy or opposition, antagonistic opposition, deadly opposition, warring opposition to its extreme, from annoyance of someone who's stepped on your foot in some way, all the way to, mutual annihilation, is the gradation of this. So if you feel, what is this other side? How can half the people vote for them? How? What is their positive intention? So the first thing the warrior asks is, what's their negative intention? Mm-hmm. And you list that out. You look for it. But then the sage, if you want to transform the energetic, the dynamic in yourself, if you want to be a conduit where you walk into a room and your neutrality draws people into a higher state of consciousness, that's what we do.
So if I'm neutral, then nobody can be reactive.
They can be, but
you can't. There's nothing to react to if you're neutral.
Exactly, and it's beyond neutral. It's recognizing that they have a positive intent, and feeling what is their Okay, so let's ask. Let's just feel into all the people who have voted for this individual, and all that represents, and all of that. Okay. What is their positive intent? What could it be?
Well,
pick one.
They think it'll be better economically.
Okay, so it'll be better. So their intent is so that their personal economy, they can do better in life.
Yeah.
So their positive intent is, so I would write this down, so that they can do better in life. Mm-hmm. Okay, what else would be a positive intent of why such a person of this type of character, let's say, what is the positive intent of voting for someone like that? What could be another one?
That they'll feel safer. They're really afraid of ISIS and everything that's happening.
Okay, so their positive intent is they want to bring someone in who is fearless against these type of extremist, dangerous, armies.
Yeah.
And warring factions.
Yeah, feel more protected.
Yes, so their positive intention is they want to feel protection. What else could be another positive intent?
They want to be seen.
For what? Seen as what?
Well, they just want to be seen. They feel invisible and ignored and forgotten.
Ah, okay, all right. That's a really good one. So be seen, acknowledged,
Hmm.
appreciated.
Hmm.
They feel like the underling, the what's it called? When not the underling. What's another way of saying the person's at the end of the line or
The underdog.
the underdog,
Yeah.
right? So there's that underdog. So what is their positive intent then? To be
Recognize.
yes.
This is helpful. Thank you.
So we have to
This is
get.
really helpful. Thank you.
You see now, what do we have there? What are three things you have there? The three
Uh,
positive intentions that we
that
felt
they
into.
could be better off economically, that they could feel more protected from dangerous, armies, and they can be seen and recognized, not
So
ignored. Yeah.
the way to create unity with this opposite side is to transmit the offering of those three qualities. To give true assurance and action and alignment that you are there to fulfill, to support those three positive intentions. That's the sage within you.
So how would I do that? I
It's a
mean,
feeling.
uh,
It's like a feeling. It's like getting underneath them, getting aligned around them. I'm on your side. We're in this together. You like I want to appreciate you. I want to let you know that hey, listen, we're not lax on security either. Let's okay, maybe this grip isn't too hard. Maybe that's too soft. Can we find my grandmother said, look, if you want to she said the way to raise your kids, Satyan, she said like this, if you're picking up sand, if your fingers are too loose, they're gonna fall through. If they're too tight, the kid's gonna come through like this. You gotta
yeah.
raise your kids like that. So we come to that correct grip of the sand, the one that holds the sand nicely when we feel the positive intent of others. And conversely, if this other oppositional side was to feel what's the positive intent of what you stood for, give me one of them.
Social justice.
Okay, make a note of that.
Um,
Right? What was another thing that really made you feel grounded and solid in what this decision, going that direction?
uh, Confident, cohesive cooperation.
Confidence, cohesive cooperation, right?
Hmm.
So essence is what? Unity, working together. What would you
Yeah.
if you to? How would you say it succinctly?
But I was thinking of, it's harmony, but I was thinking more internationally than nationally.
Perfect. So harmony, but nationally and
Mhm.
internationally, no?
Yeah.
Harmony. Very good. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. What another one that of your positive intentions why you chose the direction you chose?
Well, it's a variation of social justice. It's respecting and encouraging the individual to be the best they can be, to
Oh.
have what they need, to have schools, to have health care.
Oh.
It's not just social justice. It's what it more ties into my work of nurturing the individual.
So social fabric, healthy social fabric, healthy social unity, healthy social, what do you call it? Well-being,
Yeah,
interconnectivity. How would you
yeah,
say it?
fabric.
Nice.
Yeah.
Strong fabric.
Mhm.
Okay, good. So what are the three?
And it's caring. It's really coming from love,
Love
not
is the encompassing of all three, right?
yeah.
Guess what? The body has the lower centers are what was the original three that you said?
The first three was protection, economic gain, and recognition.
which are the first three chakras, which are the lower chakras of the body. As you go higher, now the chakras are, what were your three?
My three was social justice, cooperation, and love.
Which are all now the higher chakras.
Yeah.
So, the way, there's only one body. When a beingness incarnates and takes choiceful incarnation in a society, let's say called Canada or America or Germany or Botswana, or whatever.
You know, the Canadian web portal crashed last night. Is everybody there?
So the if you see, and what were yours?
Mine were social justice, cooperation, and love.
And theirs?
Was protection, economic advantage, and being seen.
So guess what? If you stand, say I stand for, and what was the other three? Not your side. I stand for what?
Social justice, cooperation, and love.
No, say the other three. I stand for.
I stand for economic gain,
Yes.
safety and security, and recognizing everybody as important.
That's how you take care of the lower three chakras of your societal body. You stand for that, and now you say, and I flourish,
Mm-hmm.
and what are and I create. What are the other ones?
Um, harmony, social justice, and love.
If you stand for those six, stand for those three, and flourish all three, and everyone does the same on both sides,
Mm-hmm.
by feeling for each other's positive intent,
Mm-hmm.
then what will happen will be a radical shift of consciousness
Mm-hmm.
where the best of all ideologies will start to synergize rather than depolarize. They'll start to polarize in a way of attraction rather than the way of repulsion. So this is a personal practice what we just went through.
Well, just to make it more personal, I have a cousin who was driving Trump supporters to the polls yesterday in New Jersey. And these are guys who were millionaires but feel poor and very fearful. And it's really hard for me to be loving and even want to talk to them.
Feel for their positive intent. Now listen, allow yourself a few days for this shock and disappointment. Give yourself that breather, that feel it. Allow yourself to feel it fully, because there's fuel in that feeling it fully. Yet don't act out. This is the error that warrior sages avoid, is the acting out. The sage holds it in. You feel it. You go into your sacred crucible. Like Martin Luther, like all the greats did. They don't burst it out. You allow yourself in your own sacred space to allow that frustration. But you don't spill it on everyone.
Mm-hmm.
You don't barf it on everyone. You don't vomit on anyone. You know what I mean? Like, because half are ecstatic and half are not. And they're all in the same room.
Yeah,
So you've got different energy fields. One's contracting, one's expanding. So the way to harmonize the space as a warrior sage is you feel for their positive intent, you lock onto it like a tractor beam in Star Trek, and you serve that, you support that, you get aligned with that. And what will happen is they will start doing the fulfilling of, guess what? What are the three things you wanted?
Cooperation, harmony, and social justice.
You will activate an energetic called external intention, where now it takes less legwork on your behalf, and those who are the other half of the body now agrees to do the work for you because that's what they're designed to do.
Okay, but on a separate level, I really feel that Donald Trump is a con man. You know that this is all ego, and that
All of
the
these things are true. All of
the
them.
real that the real reason he didn't open up his tax returns wasn't that he didn't pay taxes. He was proud of that, but to hide his ties to Russia. And
They're all corrupt.
yeah,
They're all just dark and dastardly. And he's a his nature is this way. But what's interesting is there's no hiding of his nature.
yeah.
He has no hiding or care to hide his nature. If there's his attitude is worn on his sleeve
How could the other people not care? He's going to trial in December
because
for
he is feeling what their positive intent is and knows how to speak to it. That's the mastery of the warrior sage communication. When you can speak, the
is
warrior
he
sage is communication. This is the mastery of the enlightened leader, the awakened leader.
so is he an awakened leader?
I I doubt it very much. I don't. I think we're a long ways away from that, or not a long ways. I think, in my opinion, there have been some people, rare gems in those areas which have a congruency that I would trust,
Yeah.
and a history that I would trust. But it's a rare thing. But the
So
solution I'm giving you here is
yeah.
not is a very unique path. It's the path of the warrior sage, which first says, flush this out in the self. Because if not, and we're trying to create change from we have to be silent and virtuous and magnanimous for our words, our influence to have bearing and meaning, to turn around a big ship heading towards disaster.
So silent, magnanimous, and what else?
Benevolent and inclusive, but at the same time directional.
Hmm.
But here's the essence of what I'm getting at is the deepest, the spiritual practice, the emotional disposition practice here, the psychological practice to take on. It is what, and as an individual, who cares if other people don't do this around you? At least your peace is worth it for yourself. At least your peace should be worth it for yourself.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's the first step. If that's all you ever get to, then you're miles ahead of most people who are sucked into the next output of the dramatics of society.
Mhm.
And that energy that could be put into rightful action, what the yogis, what the Hindus call your dharma, your right path, the path of your highest activation and joy, your
Mhm.
highest gift being offered, that gets we distract ourselves from that.
Mhm.
And there's actual units of attention that are drained and sucked and leached.
Mhm.
And so it's not about that these guys, it's not about if any of them are right or wrong. My belief is that how decrepit they are is far deeper than we could even imagine. This is the best that they show and has been filtered and displayed. They're not showing their worst, and I'm talking about all the candidates
Yeah.
of all time everywhere. The rare ones have been gems of the soul, impeccable to the core. The rare ones. I don't fit into that category. I don't think there maybe, but some of us will be there. So
Yeah.
my sharing today with you is lofty.
Yeah.
It's idealistic.
I cannot tell you how helpful it's been. I mean, I'm really in a different place, not so much in grief as I was when we started talking.
And I'm sharing this with you so you can embrace these practices, cultivations, and test it out in your own emotional, spiritual laboratory of being. Then give it its validity or not based on how your life, to the degree your life flows, according to your own soul and mind unity, rather than what other people or society or systems would want to evoke out of your mind's attention and out of your emotions' attention. Now this is a journey, so be light on yourself. You're gonna trip up. You're gonna slip on bananas. Things are gonna piss you off. This and this, this and this. But the practice is get yourself strong.
Okay.
So it's not a passive path.
Yeah.
It's a path of breathe in, relax, regroup. That's what a warrior does, right? You don't quit the whole thing. You retreat to a place of safety and rejuvenation, where you can get clear, you can smooth out your emotions, you can honor what you feel, but get clear about it. And that could take you some while. And then you start thinking, you open your mind, your heart. Okay, what are my enemies, my opponents? Let me find 3 negative intentions that they have.
Oh.
That's the warrior. What are the 3 negative ones? So what would 3 negative ones be of another side?
Exploitation.
Yes. What else?
Extortion.
Yes.
Aggression. Too much aggression.
There you go. So those 3. What would be the negative intention of the side that you're in?
Idealistic.
What's a negative intention?
Well, being idealistic is not attached to reality.
Okay, what else? It's a negative intention.
Self-serving.
Okay, very good. And another one?
Righteous.
Yes, there you go. So now write those down. What are they? Righteous, self-serving, and?
Unrealistic.
Yeah. And its opposites were?
Exploitation, extortion, and aggression.
So the warrior sage, what you do is you embrace the holding of those, the standing and the embracing of all of those. Like you say, okay, we want to clean this up within our being.
Within my being.
Yes.
So what was the difference between the first 3?
So there's the negative intentions of the other side because that's the warrior. You want to protect yourself from that.
And the others were the positive intentions.
Yes, so that way you can bridge a gap of communication. Right? You can feel what it's like to be in their shoes. Walk a mile in their steps. That's what Michael Moore did. I think he made this movie. I haven't seen it yet. But, the people who have voted for Trump and going into that type of life and what inspired them, what's in that. I think it's valuable. So valuable that the body, it's a body. People forget we're a body. We're not divided. We're not lower body and upper body. As I shared, this is where we are on the chakra scale in evolutionary. But you don't move up. You embrace the bottom ones and you go from the top down. And everyone has their own journey through it. It's not an ascension journey.
It's not?
No. It's an embrace, an awakening of all of them, some at different times and places.
Oh.
That's
I thought it was ascension. Yeah.
Yes, most people have shared it as an ascension. Ascension is when they're all, so you may be focused on the sexual domain, clearing that up, dealing with all that stuff, men's stuff, women's stuff, all this stuff about men treating women like shit. That's coming out now. And even men are going, fuck it. We're going to stand up and that you can't have that happen anymore. So this is excellent, right? So that's dealing with the whole sexual dynamic center. But at the same time, we're dealing with the the higher centers of oneness with unity consciousness, or communication, understanding, creating affinity. So this, what I shared, feeling for the positive intent of your enemy, is the practice of the sage, and it's a discipline, and you speak and you serve that in the field, because metaphysically you open the gates and you drop their resistance. In Star Wars, they would call it the Jedi.
How would you speak to them?
Say it again.
How would you speak to them?
So pragmatically, what is their positive intent? Tell me them again.
Economic security, protection, and being seen.
So I would be speaking like this if I met people in that way. I go, listen. Do you feel seen?
Mm-hmm.
No. What do you need to feel seen? What's missing? What's missing? How would you like to be seen? There's no deviance around this. The dark side deviance goes around it in some subversive way. Do you get it? Those who are in the first stage, they use it for power to overcome the other side. In the third stage, we know that we're heading towards oneness. We're always heading toward. That's the pie in the sky. That's the mission central. Even if it's lofty, you go for it. Who the heck is going to... We need more Martin Luther Kings. We need more people on the front lines willing to hold a noble, virtuous beingness. So what I've shared with you today is just some principles to feel into, cultivations to take your time with and know you're going to do your best, but you get better at it every day, removing yourself from the emotional waves of like the masses of society, pro and con. You come back to your own alkalinity. You move yourself from the acidity of all the acidity of noise and who's talking about who and tearing each other apart. Even if you are, yourself are what do you call it? Infuriated, even yourself. But you pull back. You make it a discipline. And I'll share it, and I'm going to be sharing with you. I'll teach you one of the methods, a very simple one that you can just, when you've got that pendulum stir, when you've been sucked in, and you do this on yourself, and you'll come to very quick, deep, and wisdom-bearing equilibrium.
This practice.
This what I'm sharing with you is a whole way of being.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give you actually a very specific accelerated evolution method.
Oh, okay.
That will help you come back to this ground of being,
Okay.
And then, you know what? The very least, you're better equipped from a place of more calmness, reassuredness. Paradoxically, the very thing that you want to change, that you thought you needed to use vehemency, now you get to change through, like a Jedi would. You move a little and walls move in front of you.
So are you going to show me that now or next time?
I'll show you that next time.
Okay.
Actually, no. Let me teach you one method. I'm going to teach you one method right now.
Okay.
Okay. So, duality is on both sides of the brain, both sides of being. And a way, whenever we have where our pendulums we're sucked into something that's pulling our life force away from our true creation, full creation, choiceful capacity, which is where we want to be. We want to be in that pocket as a warrior sage.
Pocket.
In the pocket, in the groove.
Where's the pocket?
The pocket means like being in the groove. You want to be not too leaning into things, not leaning back away from things. Right?
So that's the pendulum, not too close and not too far.
Not leaning into it or not leaning away from it. I call it the leaning. the leaning practice.
Mhm.
When you're in that non-leaning,
Mhm.
like, oh, like, can't stand her, can't stand him in this and what they've done in this, that's leaning away. Leaning forward could be, okay, you know, that, someone dropped our buildings. Okay, let's just destroy anyone out there. Let's get it out of us. You know what I mean? So that's leaning in.
Mhm.
So these are the energies. So we got to learn to see those in ourselves. And if you look at the greats in the heroes that have the highest, that we revere as the most sacred and the most tapped into a universal goodness or higher way of being, they were, if you look at them, they were not leaning in or leaning out. They were in this very, but they were moving forward in strong ways. Okay, I'm going to share with you a process. So, very simple. You'll take your two fingers like this. You'll touch your chest. And I'm going to walk you through it. I'll tell you what to do first, and then we're going to actually do it. Okay? So, number one, you're going to be touching your chest, and then you're going to be declaring what you got a problem with. So, I'm really upset that this individual won. I'm really upset that they, or whatever is true. You want to make it.
We're upset that Hillary lost.
Yes, whatever the truth is for you. You're going to share what you're upset about, okay?
Yeah.
And you want to say it with emotion and feeling and truth, without repression. And you're going to say, even though I feel whatever it is, I love and I accept myself. And the fact that I have this anger or upset, because it's a part of me.
Mm-hmm.
So you're embracing. You're not when you do that and you love and accept that you even have that in you. What happens is remember how we said there's a sabotage mechanism when you sit around in that loathing too long? We all know this, right? Like, this is an understanding that many of us have, but it's hard to practice, especially with crazies and craziness, right? Especially in very stirred up times. So, but hey, this is the time to practice, not the time to drop the practice, but to elevate the discipline and the embrace of these type of wisdom-bearing, virtuous practices. Who else is going to do it? Either we go more and more spiral down into more flames, or few of us are drawn by our nature to spiral upward, to be lights. And it's really all within any moment, that potentiality and decision. Okay, so you feel whatever you've got going on. You say, I love and I accept that myself. Okay? And because it's a part of me. And then what you're going to do is with your two fingers of your right hand, you're going to touch the beginning of your right eyebrow. This is called point number 1, or insight point. Insight point. And we call it that because it somehow allows deeper subconscious images, thoughts, feelings, and body sensations to emerge that perhaps have been repressed or underneath layers of the mind, So you'll feel, even though I'm feeling upset at this individual, I love and I accept myself and the fact that I even have that coming up because it's a part of me. You'll go to this eye point, number 1, your insight point, and then you'll feel that upset fully. And you're going to magnify it, you're going to dramatize it, you're going to make it double, triple as strong. Any images, any thoughts, any feelings, any body sensations.
Noise, yeah.
Yes, and then you magnify it because we tend to repress it. So you feel it fully, and then you take a deep breath in, and then guess what? You're going to let your, and then you're going to switch your hands with your two fingers of your left hand now, doing the inside point of the left side. And then we repeat the same, whatever intensity is there of that upset, that whatever, right? We magnify that. You make it strong. Okay? Then we take a deep breath in when we've magnified that. And then we're going to go to the opposite side again, but this time with the right fingers to the end of your right eyebrow. Correct.
Oh, the other one was the inside.
That's right. Insight, I-N-S-I-G-H-T, the insight point, or inside, because it's in the inside of the eye. Right on the beginning of the eyebrow, the bony part. Eye point number 2 is at the end of your eyebrow, and you'll feel just the end of the bone, this bony plate on the eyebrow. That's it. And then we're going to do the same with the other side. So switch your hands again, and I'm going to guide you through this. And then you'll switch your hands again, and this time we're going to do eye point number 3 with your right hand underneath, just underneath your eye, on the bony part right underneath your eye. And none of this requires any type of tapping or pushing hard. Just a touch is fine. And then we're going to do that again on the other side. So in total, we're going to go through 6 eye points. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3.
When you touch the points, you say something?
No, but I'll guide you. You'll see how this works.
Okay.
So what happens, very simple. You're going to declare what you feel at the beginning, but then you're going to feel it every side. Now the key behind this is, every time you feel it, you duplicate the original charge that you have around it. Meaning you're feeling it when you first had that charge arise around it, that's what you want to get to. You want to duplicate the original charge. And when you do that, guess what? The charge dissolves bit by bit. And so the idea behind this is your reactivity. Yes, at the end of these, feeling it 6 times. And every time, for most of us, it reduces. And for some of us, it goes totally away, where one ends up in a state of a type of equilibrium and equanimity. Mm-hmm. Okay? So are you ready to begin?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's pick this thing. And so tell me what it is, succinctly. What are you upset about, really? What's the biggest upset you've had around this whole election and so forth?
The damage Donald Trump can do in 4 years.
Okay, got it. I want you to feel that fully. Whatever fears, any type of tension, upset, all of it. Make it 2 or 3 times as strong. And now feel it fully. Yeah. And I want you to say, even though I'm, and then put it in your own words.
Even though I'm feeling so nauseous about the possible damage that Donald Trump can do, I love and accept myself.
I love and accept myself, and this upset at Donald Trump because it's a part of me.
And this upset at Donald Trump because it's a part of me.
Okay, very good. So now go to eye point number 1, which is the right side at the beginning of your eyebrow. The other side, go right to the insight point right here. There you go. No, a little over more, just at the beginning of your eyebrow. Yeah, there we go. Now, feel that fully. Feel your upset fully. There's nausea. Any images, thoughts, feelings, body sensations, magnify it and make it 10 out of 10. All right, very good. Take a deep breath in and out. And let go and switch fingers. So that's right. Your left hand, the first 2 fingers on the insight point of your left side. So feel whatever is left of it, feel it fully. Magnify any images you have, any thoughts you have, any emotions you have, any body sensations you have. Make it strong, okay? And now take a deep breath in and out. Excellent. Switch hands again, and now take your, and go to the end of your eyebrow with your two fingers of your right hand on the right side of your eyebrow. Very good. Feel whatever's left of it. If there's any new images, new thoughts around this, emotions, body sensations, magnify it. Even if sound comes up in you, that's totally fine. You don't have to hold yourself back in any way. Feel it fully.
Yeah.
Double, triple it. Yeah. Okay, now take a deep breath in and out. Keep your finger there when you do that. So keep a deep breath in and out. That's good. And switch hands again. So you just keep your fingers there, okay? So now, whatever's left of this, I want you to feel don't let it be a new thing about it. Keep the same topic, okay? Which was you're upset at him, all right? How's all of that? So feel it fully. Excellent. Take a deep breath in and out. And let that go. Well done. Switch hands and your right, two fingers underneath your right eye. That's it. And now keeping your spine open, your breath full. Feel whatever fading, if there's anything left of that charge, feel it fully. Any images left of that charge, any thoughts, any emotions or feelings, any body sensations, feel it fully. Okay, take a deep breath in and out. Very good. And let it all go. And switch hands once again. Very good. So your two fingers of your left hand underneath your left eye. And see if there's anything left, any images, any thoughts, any feelings, any body sensations. And if there is, just magnify those. Don't change it or add anything new or go into another topic. Stay on this original upset, this original problem, this original charge. And magnify whatever's left of it. Okay, very good. Take a deep breath in and out. Just let your hands rest on your lap and take a few deep breaths in and out. And we're going to do a visualization of imagining we're calling upon a very bright light, a sun above our head. A beautiful, radiant, divine light, positive light. And let it pour down on you and allow yourself to breathe in, to absorb this light, filling up your whole body. Wherever the charge used to be in your face or heart or body, let it allow yourself to be filled with this light. And welcome and breathe it in fully until your whole being is filled with this golden, bright, divine light, positive light. And when you feel full, expand it out infinitely in front of you, behind you, to the sides of you, above and below. So the 360, you're accelerating your evolution. You're just like, you're moving faster than the speed of the density. Your frequency, your existence is at a whole other space. Allow that to be. And choose that. And no matter how challenging this is, do your best in this cultivation here. Your best is all that's required. Is to offer forgiveness to any, to the parties that caused any type of tension. Just in your own way. You don't have to give them okayness or validate anything in them. Just offer them a sense of forgiveness inside your being. as best as you can. And that's the key. And then offer yourself your own forgiveness for being embroiled and being a party to division. So tell me, what are you more conscious of now than before regarding this whole situation?
That I can manage my state.
Yeah, very good. And what's good about this for you?
Well, I'm not wasting energy being upset.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see I'm smiling. I mean, I only slept 3 hours last night. I couldn't sleep. I was so upset.
So this is, if you need to do this a few times,
Yeah.
as different topics come up, it's not meant to be one time. Use it when it comes up.
Yeah.
Because then when it comes up, then you get to come back to this equilibrium, recalibrate, reorient, and then, what's good about this for others going through this?
What's good about it for others?
Yeah, not just there's what's good about it for you, but that you've done this for yourself. How would that serve society? What's good about that for others?
Mhm. Yeah, my energy is much better.
Yeah. Do you think you can affect more change from where you're at right now?
Hmm.
You
Yeah, because I'm not against anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And what's valuable about this for you?
well, my body feels better.
Yeah. That's your energy coming back to you.
Yeah.
Those units of attention that were entangled in these pendulums drawing your energy now come back to the self because you've dissolved them by feeling them fully rather than being in the internal continuous combustion of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I have a suggestion.
Okay, but listen, before we finish, the last piece that's valuable here is to meet the rubber, meet the road. That's the warrior, the sage. What are you going to do now? What's one action you're going to do now from this knowingness that's going to further these intentions you have? One action that's going to make everything easier, simpler, but that dawns on you now. One action.
If people complain about their upset,
Yes.
I'll share some of this.
You'll what, sorry?
Share.
And
What helped me.
yes, there you go. So and see how clear you are about it? Okay, well done. Well done. Really well done.
Okay, so here's what I suggest. Because on Facebook, people were asking Deepak Chopra to make a national meditation so that people could. So you have it. I mean, you don't need to use the whole thing. But I think it would be a real contribution to share what we just did in some more public way. I don't know how. But I'm just putting that in as a possibility.
Thank you for...
Because you have it. You have it on tape now.
Thank you for offering that of yourself and to be candid. I feel it would be a very powerful thing for you to do as a citizen of one of the greatest countries in the world.
Well, if you want to send it to me, I'll post it on my Facebook.
Okay, very good.
Your way, whatever.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Wow. So when should we meet again?
I'll chat with you about that, okay? I'll have Caroline reach out and make a time for us, all right?
I cannot tell you how grateful I am. I mean, you've totally transformed my state. Or I have transformed my state with your guidance.
I'm honored. I know in these times where there's this chasm of deflation and excitement of positive, the people are excited some and some are deflated. And the essence of what I wanted to share is the warrior sage recognizes that it's one body. We chose this body to be in with. And the more we embrace that body and recognize that the whole spectrum here is of our one body, these different values that need to be honored, embraced, nurtured, and fortified and defended by everyone. These core values, and when we embrace that, then there'll be the beginning of a new wave of evolution, a whole new speeding up, quickening of it all. But it first starts with what all the perennial masters and wisdom keepers have told us for all time: feel what's in the heart of others, know that, then speak to that. That's the essence of active love.
Wow. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is so right on to what I'm dealing with in other ways right now. I need to.
All my love to you. Let's leave it on that.
Yeah.
And
No, I just need to tell you one
yes,
more
please, please.
feedback. Is I'm beginning to feel the energy leaving my abdomen and the nausea and tingling in my arms and legs. It's really redistributing. Thank you.
It's an honor.
Namaste.